Right?
All right, we are live.
Hello, beautiful people.
Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday.
It
Wicked
is
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Wicked
Wonky
Wednesday. No, wonderful Wednesday.
Wonderful. Wonky.
Wonder. Wonky Wednesday. Yes, when it comes to me and electronics. Apparently, I need to go ground some more. So that the
You need to bury
electronics.
yourself. Bury yourself up to your chin.
Yeah, I'm thinking that that's a really good idea. I'm going to need to do that really soon, so that I can keep from blowing up any more electronic devices or, TVs.
Yep.
Yeah, I do my best. I do my best. I do my best work at night.
Magic happens.
Yes, the magic happens at night. So,
Yeah.
how are you, Miss Katrina?
I am good. Really good. I'm busy and still feeling the high from the eclipse. I'm doing well.
Very, very much so. Yes,
How are
very much
you?
so. Yeah, I'm still feeling it too. I've got a lot of people, they're just like, whoa, that eclipse energy was off the charts. I'm like, yeah, it's absolutely. So, I'm like, use it, kind of just absorb it, and it's still going. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So lots of manifesting, lots of releasing going on, still for a lot of people. So
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah. It's gonna be a good summer, I feel, for a lot of us, for sure.
yeah.
Hi, Mandy. How are you? Yeah, you're doing
Hello,
everything.
Mandy.
You did it perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. You are mastering this way better than I am at the moment.
Right. Yeah, this is, like I said, we're not professionals by any means, but we have been doing this long enough where we should be.
You would think that we would do better at this point because,
Mhm.
we've been doing this for a while. I mean, I started off with witchcraft on the fly, which I want to go back. Someday I'm going to go back to doing that. I missed. I don't know. It's just the name. I missed that.
Absolutely.
So I want to go back to doing that at some point. But right now, one a week is all I can manage. And I still make you pick the subject. Well, I'm glad you found us, Shelley. We were a minute or two late getting on, due to technical difficulties on my end, as usual.
Wasn't me this time.
It wasn't you this time. It was me. Yeah, my internet is doing some really wonky stuff. Could be the weather. Could be me. Who knows?
Probably a mixture.
Yeah.
Oh,
You've never
cool.
been on a Facebook Live? Oh, girl, we do it all the time.
Well, I hope we meet your expectations. I guess you don't have any since you don't never done one. Or
Yeah.
never
So I mean, we can set the bar really low, for everybody else, and it'll work out really well. So
Yeah. Yeah, this
who
is our
knows?
show, the Enchanted Evening, and
Yes.
with me and Miss Karen, we we just enjoy talking with each other.
Yeah,
And
kind of like hanging out in the living room with friends,
that's
is
what it's like.
yeah, just enjoying and sharing information and teaching, because we have a little bit of information that we have amassed over the years, and by no means are we experts, but we do have some wisdom to share.
Exactly. Yeah, just like tonight's. So I thought it'd be perfect to talk about with energy clearings, how to do them properly.
Mm.
So especially since I get a lot of clients asking me, and I figure, you know what, we're gonna talk about this. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot going on, has anybody talked to you about having an influx of activities in their home?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ever since the eclipse, people are like, oh my gosh, I've got portals and I've got this going on, and I'm like, it's the energy. Hi, Jill, good to see you. Husband. Good to. Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. Yes, we have a little. Oh, you think it's funny that we say we have a little bit of information? We just have a little bit, a little bit.
Just a little, you know.
Mandy, I tried to sage my mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boss, the owner of our company hates smells of any kind, whether it be candles, incense, or anything else. So like I'll burn Palo Santo once in a while in my office, just to fill it with some positivity and clear out that negativity. And every single time he'll come to the door and he'll open the door and go, "Are you burning something?" I'm like, "Yeah." "What is it?" "Palo Santo." "Well, don't. I don't like it." And then he leaves and I'm like, "See, it's working. It's
Exactly.
working."
It's working. Yeah, get back. It's like my husband when I sage or Palo Santos. He don't like it either, and I'm just chasing him through the house. Get back in, demon.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Come here, come here. Let me sage you. And
Exactly.
here's me and Katrina. I'm like, we're sage me before we leave the house. And we're just like, ah,
Exactly. Yeah.
smells so good.
Love it. I'm like catnip. It's like catnip for me. It
Yep.
recharges me. I really like the smell of sage.
And it also helps get rid of mosquitoes. So if you're
Yes.
sitting
Yes.
outside in the
Yeah.
summer and you've got some loose sage, you can just light that loose sage and just let it smoke, and it will keep the mosquitoes away from you.
For sure. Yeah. Throw it in your fire pit. Yeah. Your bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, they know like, and they
No.
are kind of evil, so
Yeah. They are
I
evil.
guess it is working.
Yeah. Especially the gnats. I hate the gnats the worst of
Uh,
all.
yes, fruit flies. All right, but we are not here to talk about banishing fruit flies.
No, we are not.
So it is your week to
Oh, it's
do
my
do more talking. Last week I was just monopolizing the conversation, so
thing.
this week I shall
Fun.
turn the tables to you.
I like it. No, well, I like it. I don't have to be the one who has to talk all the time. This is for both of us. We're both going to have lots of information to say. But yeah, we're going to be talking about energy clearings, mostly for from your home, but it could be for self or whatever. A lot of people have been asking us and come to us. I know I have a lot of clients that will tell me that they have something in their home and they'll use sage, and it either makes it worse or doesn't do anything. And then I ask them, why are you cleansing when you should be banishing? If people don't realize that sage, everyone loves sage. Sage is the most popular herb for cleansing or for, smudging, but it's a reset. It's step one in a process. Sage is only used to help clear away negative energy. It's not used to banish or get rid of anything because it won't. They'll just come back. They might leave for a moment because they don't like the smell, but they're going to come right back. And sometimes they're even mad about it. Like humans, like Karen says, her boss doesn't like it. My husband does not like it. My dog.
They go away for a minute, but then they come back.
Right. Then they come back. They always come back. There's a difference between cleansing your home and banishing. When we cleanse our home, you're just cleansing it from negativity, negative energies. Like I said, because sage is wonderful at getting rid of all the negative energy. However, then you've got to bring in stuff. You got to bring in positive energy. So after you sage, you should be using Palo Santos or some sort of incense, like that's a high frequency, or oils, sprays, something to bring the high energy back. So you don't have a void there either. But yeah, cleansings, you can cleanse your house using sage, using oils, sound. I have a Tibetan bells I like to ring. You can even clap, whistle, shout. But this just wakes up stagnant energy. That's all cleansings. You're not banishing anything, right? She's just like,
Right.
And there's certain crystals too you can use, but like I said, this is all part of cleansings, and I do cleansings a lot. Heard a weird noise.
On my end or yours?
I don't know. I think it was your end, but like we need to get the sage out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's always important to know what you're doing when you want to either do a cleansing or a ban. Now, banishing's used when you have spirits. When there's something bad in your house, when you've got some
Mhm.
negative shit happening. And I'll ask people too, when I come in and do a house cleansing, I'll ask them, what's going on? You know, if they tell me they're feeling moody, they're fighting a lot, things like that, I'll do a cleansing because the energy just needs prepping up.
Right.
They're telling me they're having nightmares, stuff's getting moved. Hi, Mary.
Hey,
Um,
Mary.
then that's when I say, okay, then we need to do a banishing. And the difference between a cleansing and a banishing is that a banishing, you're actually removing the spirits. Hi, Steph.
Hey, Steph.
We met
How are
Steph.
you?
Yeah, we met Steph during the wellness festival. She was one of the instructors there as well. She does this stuff. So, Steph, if you have anything to add, please do. Because this is what she does. She's really good at it.
Yes.
Hello, Facebook user.
Hello.
But it's important when you banish spirits that you either remove them and take them. Hi, Amanda.
Hey, girl.
Either you put them in the earth or you have the angels. I always have like the angels take them away to the light.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, anyone have any questions or anything they want to add or ask? I have a whole ritual when I do either of the or, and sometimes I'll mix it up and do different things. Just depends on how I feel and when I
Mm-hmm.
feel need. I rarely do banishments around here because I have a clean. I'm always recharging the air every day,
Right.
actually, because I burn incense and candles, and I'm always calling in the angels. And but the good times to do like saging for negative energies is if anyone's sick in your home.
Well, don't go near her when it's burning. That's
Well,
the first one. You have to blow it out and,
right. Well,
and
see,
before you go.
right. You can wave it around, but that does the ambers can. I've had
Yeah.
that happen, and I've burnt tablecloths and I've burnt linoleum on my floor, and stuff. They do have. You can put them in a big abalone shell.
Yeah.
They do have, and I have one. I should have brought it out, but I do when I go to my house cleansings. It's a burn-proof, really pretty bowl, and it's made to where I put sand in the bottom, and then that way I just put my sage, and I use a feather. So it keeps all the ashes in there and the bowl doesn't get hot because of the sand.
Oh, I have a thing. It's about yay big, and it's looks like a mini. It's copper. No, it's not. It's brass, and it has a wooden handle, and it has a lid with the holes in it. So the smoke comes out, and as you wave it, the air goes through the holes, and it keeps the smoke going, but no ash gets out. So I'll
Right.
actually put I'll put loose sage. I'll put Palo Santo. I'll put cinnamon, whatever I feel like I need at the time. And I have a layer of either sand, or sometimes I'll put Himalayan salt in the bottom and
Nice.
then let that burn. But at least it's got the lid. So, I'm not setting anybody on fire.
Well, it happens. It does happen. You gotta be careful. So you do have to be
Yeah.
mindful because there are
Yes.
yeah. Steph, yes, she uses the archangels to take them to source or as to be transmuted to the white light. Yeah, that's what I
Right.
do. I always have the archangels with me. I used to send them to the earth, but then, like I said, then I started working more with the angels, and now I just I have them help me out. I usually use Archangel Michael, Azrael, and Raphael and Uriel. Those four angels I will help banish stuff.
Well, there's also those times where you have to banish something nasty. And we have to remember you can't just throw it out of the house,
Right.
because as soon as you go outside, it's waiting to jump back on you,
Well, that's why.
in your whatever.
Right.
And we found this out the hard way. We did have an experience where, oh my gosh, that was a moment. But then later we banished, Katrina banished it to another time, another space, another dimension, so that it could not return in any way, shape,
That
or
was, we
form.
can talk about that. That was a really, yeah, because that was something too that I've never done before. But it was like when it happened, I knew what to do. I knew how to do it, and I just did it. But yeah, Karen come to visit. We had like many people here. Like it was like,
Yes.
Karen came to visit, and we had we're sitting around the kitchen table talking, and Karen starts complaining about how her something felt like it was scratching, pulling her head.
Yeah.
And remember, you were saying your head, you
Yeah.
felt really like something was trying to like pull you.
Well,
And
no, you were teaching us how to read auras.
oh,
And
was that
you were
something?
looking at me and you're like, "Oh my God, do you guys see this?"
Yeah, I saw it.
And
Yeah, I saw her top of your head. It looked
yeah,
like
it was, she saw it. And so we attempted to remove it, and she had her sage and called in, whatever she was doing it,
yeah. I
and it
pulled it.
was
I don't
not
know how
letting
you do it.
go
I pulled it.
until she called in Archangel Michael, and it literally felt like it, whatever it was, had its arms and legs
It
wrapped
was
around me,
trying to
and it was
hang
like a
on.
suction, like she was suctioning it
Yeah,
off to
I
me, and it was
literally
velcroed.
pulled it. I could feel it. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It was like really like gummy, just
Yeah.
kind of, and I just kept calling in Michael, we're praying, and and yeah, I opened the door, and then yeah, we threw it out.
That was when you threw it out, because it was our first time. We didn't know.
Right, right, right.
So as soon as I left the next day, it went home with me again. It was like, damn it.
But we did get it. We did banish it, and
Yes.
it did send
Yes.
away to another dimension far away that it can't come back and hurt anybody again. But yeah, stuff like that does happen. We do get attached.
Hmm.
Um, and that
And
is
for me,
why,
it's because of where I work, and you know,
yeah,
um,
for
but I was
certain
also, yeah, there's a lot of negativity and a lot of stuff where I work. But I had let my vibration get low,
or
because of
did you,
things that
right,
I was going through.
right.
And I mean, it's
You
that
just need to
quick,
be
that easy.
mindful. Yeah, it is. That's the thing why it's so mindful for us as healers to keep our energy, our vibrations high.
Hmm.
Long as our vibrations are high, you can't get attachments. They can't, you can't get that kind of stuff. But yeah, because I'd say it was pretty close to a demonic. Like it was deep. It was like
Yeah, it was
it
bad.
wasn't, it was bad. It was like I
Yeah.
would consider it, to be, like a water demon or like a water
Mhm.
elemental that had gone bad. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Well,
nasty.
it was attached to what was going on in my yard, actually. Remember, we
Oh
had a
yeah,
whole thing here. We had a
yeah,
whole
we
thing.
we did.
There
Yeah,
was a vortex, and stuff got corrupted, and it was a whole thing. Yeah.
it was a scene from Poltergeist. It really was.
Pretty, yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
But
And
we did
I'm
it.
grateful.
We got it. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm grateful to you and the other people that helped, you
Yeah, we
know,
have, yeah. Yeah, we
get
got
rid of
it.
it. And
We learned a lot. That's the thing too.
we
We have
did.
that firsthand experience. We have learned
Hmm.
what to do, and
Hmm.
we were so calm about it though too. I wasn't scared. I was just like, this is coming off of you. Like I didn't care what I had to
Yeah,
do.
you were so calm about
I
it.
was
I'm not quite sure the other two people there were that calm at the moment, but you
they
were
were
so calm.
well, I know I remember. I just kind of forgot anyone was there. They were probably just like,
I think so.
what's happening?
And then afterwards, it was funny though, because afterwards I was completely drained, like it had sucked me dry of
Well,
energy.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there you were fine. You're like, yeah, it's all good. Look at that. Look what I just did. And I'm just like
Well, I was
slumped.
I was amazed because it's something my angels have been telling me they've been wanting me to do, and I just been like, nope, I don't want to deal with that. I'm just loving light, just loving light. I didn't want to deal with that. And then when I had to,
Then when you had to,
and then I saw how all my fears were for nothing because I had nothing to fear.
right.
So it was like the angels were just like, that's all they did to me
There you
was,
go.
we've been trying to tell you this, dumbass. So, but no, it's something that I had to experience. And so now I'm much more aware of that. And now I know
Mhm.
what we need to do and how to do
Right.
it. But that's why I love sage that has stuff in it. Like you were saying, like you burn the sage and the cinnamon and that's like our friend Wendy at Mungadas Muse. She got wonderful sage and just recently, and she's got different She's got sage that has like lemongrass in it, dragon's blood. She's got this new stuff. It's black, and I'm not sure what's all in that, but
Ye-
um,
Yeah, I just ordered some new sage today, as a matter of fact, for myself and my store. I'll probably end up using most of it. But I got sage with sweetgrass.
yeah,
I love sweetgrass.
I'm gonna grow
Um,
sweetgrass this year. I'm
are
gonna
you?
grow,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so we'll
I
get
should
into
try
that
that
one.
because
But
I love it.
yeah, it grows just like the ornamental grass, and I can
Yeah.
grow that, and it grows the same way. So yeah, you just harvest it, and then you got to braid it and let it dry, and yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea because I was thinking I wanted to grow some more stuff this year. And
yeah,
I
grow.
also got sage with with cinnamon sticks in it. So I don't know how well that's going to work because cinnamon's tough. It goes out a lot, but maybe if the sage is smoldering, it'll help the cinnamon.
It should.
And then
Relight, and I think it'll just the heat sugar
yeah,
that
and I
I
love sage dipped in dragon's blood. Oh my God,
yeah.
that's one of my
Yeah, she's
favorites.
got she's got some of that, and yeah, that stuff works really well for cleansings and stuff.
Hmm.
Like I said,
And either way, just if you just do a sage stick, follow it up with the Palo Santo. Um, because I just go straight to the Palo Santo most of the time because I don't have time. I'm like, no, I'm in a hurry, man. Let me some Palo Santo running around the room.
yeah, it works. It works the same. Palo Santo brings in such a it's a high vibration, so it really helps bring in the positivity. And it brings in abundance. I mean, it does a lot. It's really good. Like I can tell when I can just feel how different my house feels after I've done a
Mhm.
cleansing. And my husband will come home like, doesn't it feel great in here? And he's just kind of like, it always
Yeah.
does.
Like what?
Like he can't figure it out. But
He's like, is dinner ready?
exactly. He's just like, oh, okay, whatever. But
Yeah.
I love it. I don't know, something about it that just excites me, when it just smells so good
Oh
and
yeah.
it
Oh yeah.
feels so good, and like I said, and best time to sage is like after arguments, if somebody's sick, if you have a death in the family, if you move, you want to reset and put your energies in a new space.
Hmm.
Um, if I just, like I said, and I do a lot of saging because I do energy healings here, so it's important that I erase all everybody's.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, I always start out that my mornings with sage and I end my days with I go through a lot of sage, so
I bet. I go through a lot of Palo Santo.
yeah,
Uh,
I go through that, and I go through a lot of incense.
yeah.
um,
Because I was able to get through one of my distributors. It's milled Palo Santo.
oh
So it's like little tiny, probably, the larger grains of Himalayan salt,
yeah,
about that size. And
oh,
it burns so nice.
you sell that through your
I
company?
do sell that. I do sell
Oh,
that.
okay, good. I'm gonna be buying some.
All right. All right. Because that's great because I can put
Put an
that with the
order in
loose.
for me.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. I'll throw it in your basket.
Yeah,
That's
put
what
it
I
in
do with
my
the loose
basket.
sage. Yeah. Start your
Yeah,
basket.
yeah,
The loose sage, I just throw it in there and throw a little
yeah.
pile of that and throw the sage on top of it, and then they burn together, and it smells so good.
It does. It would smell good. That's the thing about Palo I don't like is that it's hard to keep burning, and it gets that creosote build up at the
Right.
bottom. But you had a great tip. You
It
taught me.
did. It's Palo is very soft. It's a very soft wood. So you can literally take a butter knife, and the wood is about, the chunk of it's probably about that thick. You can just take a butter knife and make indents in it, and then all the way down, and then go back to the middle and just pop it apart, pop that knife into it, and it'll split into two. And then you can take those halves and have them again. So you have four that
Yeah,
are like a nice thick matchstick size, and they burn so much better.
yeah.
So
That was like
that's a really,
mind blowing to me. I was
yeah,
just
it's
like,
like
I was like, that's the best tip ever.
ever. Yeah,
There
a
you go.
friend of ours, a friend of ours who is on tonight, who shall remain nameless unless they want to name themselves, is having an issue with some portals open in her house. So we are going to help her. I and another friend are going to help her locate and close those portals, because Katrina taught me how to do it. And that's the cool thing is, we share this information. We teach each other. It's
course.
not, we're not like gatekeepers where it's like, oh,
No.
I'll do it if you pay me. No, we'll teach you how to do it so you
Mhm.
can do it for yourself.
Mhm.
And I am always, because I do a lot of energy work, I open a lot of portals because I'm not always as careful as I should be when I'm
Yes.
shutting things down. And so there's still some residual energy, and portals are popping open around here all the time. So I'm pretty much, I'm really good at closing them. It's a pretty simple task. And
Yeah, it is a simple task, and
yeah,
people
it's not
forget.
hard.
Forget. No, we forget to, we forget to that would be me, Mary. Yeah,
Yes, it's Mary. It's
yeah,
Mary. It's her. She's the
yeah,
problem. No, you're the
shade.
problem, Mary.
But yeah, we gotta keep that, that's kind of thing that you're anytime you're doing any type of anything actually, it doesn't have to be even any kind of spells or any kind of, you're meditating. Like before I do meditations, you guys know, I always have a sacred circle, and then when it's all done, it's we all close that,
See, I'll make it and then I'll walk right through it until I forget I made it. I'm so forgetful. It's so bad. So I'll make a circle and then halfway through I'll be like, "Oh, I need to go over here and get a drink of water." And
break
I just
it.
walk right through it. It's like,
Yeah, you're
"Thanks,
just
Karen.
letting
Good job."
shit in, right? Yeah, it's like
It is what it is. I just leave a portal open here and there and I'll fix it later.
I'll get it later. I'll get it when
Yeah,
it's
I'll get it
not a
later.
problem. When there's shit coming out of it, I'll work on it
It's not a problem till it becomes a problem.
until it becomes a problem, right? Usually what happens, we're like, better take care of that.
Better take care of that. In the
Yeah,
morning when I get up. I'm tired. I'll do it in the morning. I am
right.
so bad. I am. I'll just be like, yeah, I know there's a portal there, but I'm too tired to get up and close it. I'd have to go
It's
get
not
my
that hard.
notebook and get the chant, and it's just such a thing. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm trying to stay on top of things a little bit better. So
it's important, especially energetically, because
yeah.
portals too, they can drain you.
Hmm.
You gotta keep that in mind. A lot of people will come when I go to a house cleansing. I'll ask them, what's going on, what are you feeling, and sometimes their symptoms sound like they have a portal somewhere.
Hmm.
So, and I'll explain, that when this happens, it's draining you. All that energy is going right into that. Yes, see, even Steph says closing portals is so important. You can actually feel portals physically as well. Yes, you
Hmm.
can. You feel air movement where there is no draft or
Oh
other
yeah,
way for air to flow. Yeah, that's like
I
Ed.
can actually see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do see them, and I don't, I just suddenly I was able to see them, because my cats were like, cats will let you know when there's a portal. If your cat is sitting and staring at the
Yeah.
wall,
Yeah.
at the corner, in the ceiling, pretty much you can be sure there's probably a portal there. So my cats were, all three of my cat, four of the cats, no, three of the four cats were sitting there staring, just staring at this wall in the kitchen. So, I came up behind him and I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to stare and see what they're looking at. And I'm staring and I saw the wall literally waver, like not really like a pond ripple, but kind of. It was just, it wavered almost like in when you touch water and it does
Mhm.
that
Right.
waver thing.
Mhm.
And I saw that and I was like, huh, that's a portal.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. That's new. All right, I'm
Right.
gonna take care of that. So I went and got my notebook and I took care of it. um how do I feel them? Like she said, you might feel a draft where there is no, you might feel air moving where there's no draft.
I get dizzy.
um
I feel them when I walk into a portal or a vortex. I get dizzy. I feel like I'm in a tornado, and I can't. I fall back.
yeah,
So yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah. You can you can feel very drained with portals, headaches,
yeah,
ears popping, feel pressure. Usually, like in your chest or your forehead. Yeah, Steph would probably. I know. I would love to have Stephanie and Robin on the show sometime and have them.
Yeah,
You
absolutely. That would be
know,
really good
yeah,
information
yeah.
for everybody because that's what they do.
Mhm.
We're just still learning and dabbling, to be honest. But they're, experts. So yeah, we'll
Yeah,
definitely have to do
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. They're called Twisted Sisters, and but they do this. Yeah, they go around and they clear homes and people. I had a Robin came yesterday and did a clearing on energy clearing on me. It was amazing and
Yeah.
very intense. My eyes. I wasn't crying, but my eyes were just like my eyes were running, and I could
Yeah.
feel it in my heart, and it felt like this hair kind of going up my throat. It was really weird, and I could feel her her energy on my arm. It was awesome. I mean, it was just,
Wow, that would be, yeah, I wanted to try that, but we just didn't
yeah.
have time last time we were with them. So,
Ooh, and let
maybe
me
next
know,
time.
maybe next Wednesday, Steph, if you're available. We use StreamYard, so Karen will just send you the
Yeah,
link.
we can add, as many people as we need.
Yeah, and maybe if you're willing next Wednesday, that'd be awesome. I would love it. And to
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let somebody else do the talking.
yeah. I would have loved to have stepped in you guys' classes, but of course, every time you guys had a class, so did I. And
Yeah, same, same.
but yeah, they
Well,
are.
they live close to you, correct?
Yeah, yep,
So
they do.
yeah, and maybe, sometime when, we're down there, we can get everybody together,
Yeah,
maybe at Wendy's place and kind of just trade services and do stuff and
absolutely. Yeah, that's what me and Robin did yesterday. We traded services, and yeah, absolutely. Well, next week we'll have Steph and Robin on here, and then we'll
all
Karen will
right.
the info, and yep, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
We'll send you. You'll get a link on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. You'll get a link.
Yes.
You just click on it, and ta-doom.
So I think that I know that I think Robin sent me a friend request. I'm not sure if you did, Steph. But if not, just send a request to me um under my personal Karen Posner or um Purple Moon, and then that way I'll have you so I can send you. It's my dog. My dog just came in.
Enzo or Pebbles?
Enyo.
Enyo.
Enyo. Pebbles is already here. There's two cats on the bed. Sirius Black is snoring. What did you get into? You are crusty. Oh my God.
Ew. Ew.
Oh God, I don't know what she got into, but Pebbles,
Ew.
stop. Now Pebbles
Ew.
is all excited and now she's knocking my table and um it's just a menagerie in
I
here.
was going to say, you need some sage.
I think they like the sage. That's the problem.
Yeah, mine don't.
Um
Well, Asa doesn't. The others don't
Asa
mind it.
doesn't
Asa hates it. Yeah, he runs in the other room. He like he runs wherever I'm not
with
saging.
the sage, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes,
uh,
it's Miss Enyo.
that's so cute. But yeah, so with things, I like I said, I have my old house. I had to banish. There was quite a few spirits, and they didn't always listen. Like I said, I have rules, especially because I have clients. So I don't want anyone spirits messing with my clients or any of my medium friends. And if they do, I would tell them you're going to get banished. And so I would form actually barriers for them. So they weren't allowed in the house. And if they did anything outside, then they got pushed further and further back before eventually I'd be like, okay, I'm going to cross you over, um,
You're out.
you're out. You get 3 strikes, because I don't cross spirits over unless I'm asked to, unless they, seem like they want to, that kind of stuff. Because we all have free will. And I have quite a few spirits around me that they seem fine. So I think they come and go. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But like I know
Yeah, like mine when
my
mine
grandfather.
travel with me, when I go to visit Katrina and she'll give me a reading and she'll, one
Yeah.
I think last time it was my grandma and the
Yeah.
time before that it was my father-in-law. And so yeah, spirits are always traveling with me and I don't mind. I let them hang out. I let them hang out in the house. Um most of them are relatives or friends, um, but I had to clear a house. There was a couple of spirits in a house. It was a sober house, and guy that liked to touch the women.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
He was not nice. And so I went in there and I took a coworker with me who for some odd reason took his pregnant wife. And I'm
Oh,
like, what are you thinking? We're here to clear a house. Why are you bringing a pregnant woman?
right.
So I bubbled myself. I put a protection bubble around her and the baby. And I didn't think of doing him because I'm like, oh, he's fine. And as soon as we started, within like minutes, he was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm sick. He's sweating. I'm like, so whatever. It was the guy, the male spirit. He was angry. And so the
Mhm.
only one who wasn't protected was him. And he went straight for him. So I had bubbled him. Um, and banish, I was able to banish him because he didn't want to go. He was not going. The woman, she went on her way. She was very happy to go. But there was something in the basement. You remember? And I had asked you, I said, this thing is not a spirit. It is of the earth. It is not ever been human. Um, and I banished him to the basement because I couldn't get him out of the house. And so remember I called you and I'm like, all right, what the heck do I do? And you're like, nothing. You can't get rid of it. It's attached to the land, which we find a lot. I'm learning a lot more about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so we did what you suggested. We gave it an offering and said, this is for you. You stay in the basement. And it was fine until the housing managers found it and were like, oh, what is this witchcraft you people are doing?
Oh,
And
you're
he
right.
really, seriously, and he threw it away. And then it got really bad again. And I'm like, listen, you guys have to do that again. You know, give it an offering and say, this is for you, but you have to stay in the basement. And as long as they're doing that, it stays down there and it doesn't bother anybody. But it gives you that creepy feeling, when you're down there. I said, but
Yeah.
at least it's not sitting in the bedroom doorway looking at you in the middle of the night,
Right, right, yeah, no, that's true. Right.
So that was one of my first experiences of actually clearing a house, because I that was something that I didn't do,
Mhm.
and as I got more advanced and learned more, it was like, okay, this I'll give it a just like you, it's like I'll give it a whirl.
Right, right.
And I thought it was going to be way harder than it was, and it wasn't,
Exactly.
so yeah, it just sometimes you just have to do it.
Yeah, people are so afraid to do it wrong, and I'm like,
Right.
the thing is, if you're not gonna, it's only intention as well,
Hmm.
and so many different techniques. So I tell people, experiment. I mean, it's not like it's on TV, you're not, and, and it definitely, if you don't, call in professionals like Steph and Robin, especially if you feel you do have an entity or something that,
Right.
because fear feeds it. That's the thing too, is you don't want to be afraid. If you're afraid, then no, you don't want to be, you definitely want someone else to come in, because it'll just feed off your fears. So
Yes. Oh yes.
it's really important that you don't fear it. But for the most part, I mean, like just energy cleansings, you can't do them wrong. You just kind of find because I change mine up all the time. I don't always do the same stuff or use the same stuff. I do sage, kind of like the sage, but I won't always use Palo Santo. Sometimes I'll use lemongrass or sweetgrass, or cinnamon, you know. And yeah, it just depends. Or I'll get incense, and I like to write with my incense stick. I'll write
Hmm.
words healing with the smoke, or peace, or love,
Yep.
um, just putting whatever I want into that space,
Yep.
so and then when I use like my bells, I'll clang them together, and I'll actually I'll imagine that it's coming out like this it's creating this really cool kind of light dragon that goes around and gobbles up all the negative energies, that stagnant, and it's yeah, and I always call in there, and then the angels. I do an angel clearing, where I call in, um Call in Uriel, call in Raphael, Michael, and Gabriel. Exactly. I love that. You can clear a home with a banana if you want. It is all in the intent. I love that. Robin's funny, but yeah, you can absolutely. It's all in your intentions, and you got to be clear about it. I could tell people you don't need. I used to do the fancy prayers when I first started on the sage. I would sit there and be like, those long sage prayers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is, though, it's better when it comes from here and not from here, reading it. And it's better because you're clear what you want. So
sage and say, hey, get the fuck out. There's the door.
Exactly.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Just this is what I do. I sage and I'm like, okay, so any negative ass energies can get the fuck out. This is a place of healing. You don't belong.
Yep.
I'm clearing out any negative stank ass. I'm going underneath stuff. Yeah, exactly. I play music in the background. You can play anything. I tell people, sometimes I feel like playing Harry. Everyone knows I love Harry Styles, so I play, Harry Styles a lot. But I've also played, meditative clearing music. Frequency music's always good to use too for clearings.
Yeah.
Music's really good to use as well as with the sage. They also make sprays. People who don't want to have anything burning or don't like to smoke because of allergies or asthma, there's sprays you can use. You can just spray. You can even use just plain water. Put some salt in it. Charge it by the moon. I love making moon water for space cleansings, and I just spray them right in the corners. And you can also use that to help banish stuff, because you can imagine it's putting a seal. So after you get rid of everything, you can create a seal in your home to keep stuff from coming back in.
I like that idea, because putting salt in the doorways and eventually just ends up getting kicked and things like that. But that's a great idea. See, I just learned something new.
Oh, cool. That's good.
Yeah. And I also put black tourmaline over all the doorways.
Yeah, black tourmaline's wonderful.
Keeps negativity out. And then one thing that I learned from you ages ago is to put a piece of selenite in your windowsills.
Yeah, in the windowsill. Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps negative energy out. And you can also use selenite to I tape selenite to the four corners of my mirrors. So that they do not become portals and nothing negative can get through there. So all kinds of little tips and tricks we got for you.
Exactly. That's cool. It's funny. Rob and I were just talking about mirrors. There was a mirror. We went to the paranormal thing, whatever. We're using the restroom. It's a huge mirror in there. And I'm like, that mirror is a portal. And then Robin's like, there's a male's in here. She goes, I'm going to get him out of here because he's a pervert. And I'm like, please do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so funny. When I was in my real estate heyday, I would go into a house and be like, yeah, there's a bunch of spirits here, and the people that lived there were oblivious, absolutely oblivious.
Yeah.
And it was always, I would just wait for them to say something, and they never would.
Yeah.
But Mary, your 1 pound jar of selenite pieces is on the way to you. I mailed it today. She's like, I need selenite now. I'm like, I did priority shipping. It'll be there in 3 days.
There you go.
Yeah, because I have jars of 1 pound jars of selenite chunks and pieces. And what's really cool is, like, you know how selenite it falls apart. The satin spar actually.
Right.
I have both. But this is satin spar, and I just take like a spoon and I go in the bottom and I just pick a little bit of the dust up and I throw it in my simmer pot. Or you can throw it in your bath water because it'll just disintegrate. So won't mess up your pipes.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I love that stuff. I use that so much.
Yeah.
Uriel's back.
Yeah, she's a pain in the ass. I gotta do something to, get rid of her. No, I shouldn't say that because she's a good cat. I don't.
She's a good kitty.
She's very affectionate, and I, and it's my fault. I made her that way because
Yeah.
She's a good cat. She's a sweetie, so she loves everybody. So
yeah.
And she don't get a lot of attention because every time she tries to Izzy or Asa,
yeah,
chase her away. So when I'm downstairs and they're not down here, she takes advantage.
Yep. It's like, Mom.
Yep. She's like, I can sit in your lap without getting mauled.
So does anybody have any questions? Comments, concerns?
Right, yeah. Or anything that you disagree with, even you can totally, we're up for discussion. That's for sure.
Yes. And you guys know, you can go back and watch the replays on Metaphysical Parlor, Purple Moon Sanctuary. Both of those are on Facebook, and also Purple Moon Sanctuary I have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow. So please go to YouTube and rewatch the show. You can share it on your Facebook page. You can tag or invite friends to come and watch it, because it is public. On at least is it public on your page, or do you have to go to the events?
I think you have to go. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah, I think they wouldn't be able to go to Metaphysical Parlor unless they joined.
Right.
And which is okay, they could join. But on Purple Moon Sanctuary, they're both public, the YouTube and the Facebook, so anybody can watch it or share it. So get that information out as Katrina gets smacked in the face with a tail.
Just trying to, she just keeps going back and forth. She won't sit down. She just keeps going back and forth across from me, rubbing up on me.
All right. Do you have anything else to add, Katrina?
I don't think so, unless someone has any questions and stuff, but I think we covered it, pretty much, so people understand the difference between cleansings. What's a cleansing? What's a banishment? Banishment, you want to put it somewhere. Cleansing, you're just, just whatever you're using to cleanse the air, and that's all you do. You just kind of put it out there that you're trying to get rid of the bad energies. And it's not really a banishment, like I said, because it does come back. That's why you got to keep doing it,
right.
But
banishing is when when it's a problem,
Yeah. You have to call in. Yeah. Like I said, I call in my angels. They come and they take it away.
Bye, Jill.
Bye, Jill. Thanks for joining us. Well, that's good, Mary. I'm glad we answered questions.
For once.
Right? She'll be thinking of something, I'm sure. And there's barriers. Like I said, we talked a little bit about barriers, setting up barriers. Salt's a good barrier thing to set up. But you want to make sure too that when you set up salt and stuff, you're not locking something in, because that happens too. So you want to make sure that your sage, get everything out, banish, then salt, because salt is like a barrier. And you do that after you've done everything, because you don't want to trap anything in your house, So
I think I'm going to make some moon salt water.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I think I'm going to do that.
Yep. I get the little bottles from, I love them. I get them from Walmart in the travel area.
Yeah.
They have their little travel, like little shampoos and stuff like that. Little tiny spray bottles for like a little buck. And they work great, and they're empty, and then you just put your salt and your moon water, charge it, and and you can put sometimes you can put herbs in it or oil.
I put some herbs in there, and
real fancy,
like maybe some sweet basil.
Rosemary's really good too. Rosemary is and just work as a sealer, and I just spray in the corners, and then I just kind of imagine it connecting everything around all the doorways, around all the windows, and it works.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm making myself a note right now because I have been spring cleaning, because clutter is an issue in my life.
That's another thing I tell people when they do a house cleansing. First thing to do is remove the clutter.
And the worst of the clutter is in my office, obviously, because I have a lot of crystals in a very small space.
Yeah.
So I have been cleaning and organizing, and I ordered some more storage units, and I'm going to making all kinds of rearrangement in there, so it should be more organized in theory. So as soon as I finish this weekend, because I can't do it during the week, but I'm going to finish this weekend, and the new storage is being delivered on Saturday. So I'll be able to do a really good clearing in there. And then set up my barriers. So
Good. Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, because energy likes to accumulate where there's clutter. So if you have a pile of clothes,
just like dog hair.
yeah, just like dust,
Yeah.
So if you move something like that's a feng shui move, actually. They say if you're feeling stagnant, if you just move 27, I guess 27 items, if you just move 27 things around in your house, it's enough to kind of change the energies. And I'm always rearranging things and moving things around. So I got a lot of stuff. So
I was going to say, I'm always moving stuff so I can add more stuff, which
well, I do that
may or
too.
may not help the situation.
Probably
But at
not.
least you get rid of things sometimes. I'm terrible about getting rid of things. So
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
I'm actually, Wendy wanted me to do a plug for, I'm actually selling some of my witchy items and stuff at her shop. She'll have a little section where I'll bring in a few items at a time. Like I'll have some Wiccan altar pieces and things of that nature that I've collected and don't use and might as well sell because they're perfect condition. They're wonderful.
Well, I'd like to see pictures before they go out to the general public, ma'am.
I want that. Oh,
yeah, we can take it out and trade, dude. You know I have crystals.
True. That is true.
That is true.
You don't have anything.
You don't have enough crystals, damn it. You really, really don't have enough crystals. And I don't either. So, I don't know if I can help you.
Oh, okay. I can show you. Yeah, I can send pictures of what and see if you're.
Yeah, definitely. Because I like stuff. I like your stuff.
It's
you have nice stuff.
Yeah, it's nice stuff.
You have nice stuff.
Yeah, just I figured I've had it long enough, and I'm not using it. It's just in a cabinet. I might as well, get rid of it so I can
and make room for something else.
Exactly.
It's a perfect combination. All right, we should let these lovely people go about their business. And we'll talk about this privately. So if you guys do come up with any questions later that you have, just drop a comment in the whatever page you watch this on, and we'll get a notification, or send one of us a message through Messenger, and we will do our best to answer your questions.
Yep. And then next week we'll be back with two wonderful guests that will be talking about energy clearings and all kinds of stuff, paranormal
house cleansings, and
because they do that. They just did a house cleansing for a friend of mine she was so happy. Yeah, we talked about that, Mary. The banishing.
Burn some sage. Mosquitoes hate sage. Get some loose sage and burn it, and they will go away.
Well, actually, and rosemary too. Mosquitoes hate rosemary, so get a rosemary.
And lemongrass. Put potted lemongrass on your patio. That also helps get rid of the mosquitoes. So I grow lemongrass every year in a couple pots. I just put it on my patio. Oops. All right, Steph. We look forward to talking with you next week too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yes, it will. All right, everybody. I will say good night, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you for hanging out with us for an enchanted evening.